So they are very confident. In fact, by nature, if you check all the traits, choleric by nature are very confident. They believe in themselves to the extent that to them they don't believe in material cosmetics. The choleric can be very rich and yet to be wearing some Lacoste t-shirts, some dressed like as a simple person. Yes. So you may meet a choleric at his workplace and you may think he's a cleaner or he's a street man. They are very simple. They don't believe in, those things. They believe that their confidence is in themselves. They can wear anything and go to any place, even the White House with shorts and Lacoste. To them, it's not about my dress. It's about what I carry. Very confident, very courageous. They're very bold. And they're very motivating. When you say motivating here, they have what we call internal motivation. Their motivation don't come from external things. When they want to do something, they go all out to do it. They don't wait for you to say, okay, do this and I'll give you this. No, they challenge themselves. They set a target for themselves. So I always say that they are their own competitors. The caller will do something today and tomorrow he wants to do better than what he has done. He doesn't compare himself that I want to outmatch or I want to perform something. No. They challenge themselves. And they are keen-minded. As I said, they are great in emergency, like horses. Whenever there are challenges, they will think through the whole thing and make sure they come out. They come out with solutions. And they think and act fast. Yes, choleric by nature. That's why they have that drive. And they can think on their feet. Their IQ are very sharp. They have high IQ. When you check, you assess, temperament on intelligence, ladder. The 4 levels of intelligence, we look at IQ, that's intelligence quotient. We look at EQ, that's emotional quotient. We look at SQ, that's social quotient. And we look at AQ, adversity quotient. Choleric by nature, they have a high IQ. So they do well in school. They are very sharp. They have that natural leadership qualities. They always want to lead. Yes, they have that kind of always trying to lead. They are very frank and candid. They will look at you and tell you their mind. They are not those people who will be laughing or smiling even when they have issues with no. Choleric will look straight into your eyes. You can be the pastor, you can be the mother, and will just speak their mind to you. That's the choleric. They don't hide their emotions. And so by nature, you see that when you are an African, you see that they don't respect. Because they will tell you their mind. And they are very decisive. They are clear on what they want to do. Cholerics are very clear on what they want to do. And they're usually right. You see, I always tell people that when you are a choleric, sometimes they will tell you, don't do this, don't do that. If you disagree, you miss the point and you come back and say, take your stone, as that comes to tell you. Because they're usually right. That's the choleric. Now we want to do quick assessment, additional ones. When it comes to money, cholerics are those people who believe that money should serve as an investment tool. So they don't spend money on themselves. Cholerics don't spend money on themselves. They are not those people when they have money, when they will go buy houses, cars, dresses. No, they are always thinking about investment. They save money. So by nature, they are those people that people call stingy. Because they don't spend money on food. Let's go and sit in a restaurant and spend like $200 on food for what? You know how much things can do. So when you are with a choleric, one word you can use to describe them is that they are stingy. They are stingy. But they don't spend money on simple things you talk. They don't spend money on some of the things we do. Yes, another choleric. Let's look at some of their weaknesses. Some of their weaknesses quickly. Now, choleric by nature, we see them to be very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. When they want something from you, don't forget we say they are very focused and they're very passionate. And normally that creates this aggressiveness. They want it now. So if they happens to be your mate or whatever, the moment they give you something, it's like the next week, make sure you finish it. So I wondering, but you just give it to me. It's very aggressive. So when you're with a choleric, this one thing you not like about them, they tend to be aggressive. They tend to be very domineering. It's like trying to impose their ideas on God. They believe that something is right. You can't just change their mind. And they will talk you out of your ideas because they want you to accept theirs. So they tend to be very domineering. And that's why we also they tend to be bossy or oppressive. Sometimes you feel like you have to listen to me. Always it's like they are trying to force you to accept what they think or what they believe in. That's the choleric. And mostly people don't like this. Because don't forget we are learning emotional intelligence. So when you have such a weakness, as then you will say, so you need to respect people's ideas. And if you're choleric, you have the tendency to impose your ideas on people, always forcing them to accept yours. They tend to be impatient. The reason they tend to be impatient is that they define everything by respect. So to them, anything you do that suggests that you are disrespecting them, they will get angry. So they easily get angry. They can't stand any form of disrespect. They can't. It's an emotional switch. You turn them off. You make them angry. So with them, respect is so important to them. You can do anything against them, but don't disrespect them. Or don't do anything that will make them feel you are disrespecting them. They cannot stand it. They are what we call explosive anger. They can easily get anger. In Ghana, a DC lost his job. There's a time now that's popular. Who said here? The day it happened, I knew that this man is a choleric. They can't stand it, and they can easily just explode, boom, within a moment. The good thing is that their anger do not last for long, unlike the melancholics. A melancholic can get angry and it can be at odds with you for years. The choleric can easily get angry, but they can come back to normal. Sorry. So they are oppressors. I said they are fruits of anger. They are rude and tactless. Cholerics are rude and tactless. What do I mean by that? There are those people who don't believe in people learning from their mistakes, or let's say waiting for you to make a mistake. They not for that said they have high IQ. So when they are close to you, they will tell you or they speak into the future. They speak. They are proactive. Let me put it that way. So they will give you an advice and expect you to be guided by it so they don't make mistakes. So when they advise you and you don't listen to the advice and you fall into temptation, the choleric will not mind you. In fact, they would make sure you go through the punishment. They believe that you must, be responsible for your actions and bear the consequence. So when the choleric tell you, this chair, don't sit on it, the leg is not good, and so there's nothing to do, I'll manage it. If you sit on it and you fall down, he will not even hold your hand to take you up. No. He will leave you there. I told you, don't sit on it. They didn't mind me. But they are proactive. They will always give you, an advanced information. Don't do this. They are those when they grow up and they become fathers, they will tell their daughter, especially when they're paying the school fees or they are taking care of your education, make sure you concentrate on the books. If you don't know and you become pregnant, they can disown you. Yes. They have low emotions, but they have low empathy by nature. That's why they need emotional intelligence, because they can easily disown you. They can move you out. I warned you, if you are not interested in education, why should you be interested in it? They can sack you from the house. That's a choleric. They tend to be very argumentative. When they believe in something, when they know something, you cannot just tell them and say, oh, for the sake of let me keep quiet. No. If the thing is blue, you can't say it's blue and black and it's okay. But you just say yes because I want peace. They don't want peace. They will tell you it is black. If they have to argue with you for 1 month, why they will do that? Unable to relax. In fact, with them, almost all the time, they are thinking about something, the task. So when you meet a colleague who is sitting down, don't think he's just sitting down. He's still working. They work every second. Yes. And they are uncomfortable around emotions. These are the people who see emotions as weakness or emotions as as the comes in Kranema, that way. The reason being that, so there are those people that when, as an adult, you are crying, or let's say a woman, these are the people that when they grow up and they become husbands, They will say they are not romantic, but they don't believe in those things. Why should an adult like you and you want to say hello? No, they don't have time for that. Those things you people call romantic and those things, it's not in their dictionary. It's not like, why should I take you out and you're just going to watch stars? Burning fuel. Do you know how much fuel costs? They are very logical, always calculating. To them, as yesterday, somebody was asking through the question that the person hasn't, they will always think before they act. They think logical. So you just started take me to this place, this restaurant. The first thing that will come into their mind is how much would that cost me. They are very logical. They don't just do things out of emotion. Oh, let me please you. They're not ready to please you. They Sorry, I don't know what's happening to them, but forgive me. So they want to do something that will please them, not what will make you happy because they want to please you. No. Obey and Hubertono. That's a correct for you. So they are no, like I say they are low on empathy. Low on empathy. To them, if it is wrong, not because I want to please you, that emotional stuff. Oh, don't forget. So when they say don't do this and it happens to you, they don't have the energy to come and say, oh, sorry, it's all right, it will be fine. No, I told you, I warned you. And they don't have that energy. That's why people say it's a weakness, because empathy is important as a human being. You're a human being and you need to build yourself. So whilst you're looking at the weaknesses, if you find yourself in this context as a choleric, then know that.
Apostle, you are muted.
All right, so they are low on empathy. That's a choleric. And let me also add quickly, as I indicated, when it comes to money, they see money as a defense and investment. So those are the people that if they become adult, for instance, and you want money, not that they don't have it, they will ask, what are you going to use it for? They are so logical that they always want to know what you are using the money for before they give it out. Yes, that's a choleric. That's a choleric. Always on that logical reasoning level. So there are those people that, as a young person, they can save. That's what I say, when you meet a choleric who, at the age of 40 years, is not able to own a house, then it's a problem somewhere. Perhaps the environment has impacted him, or maybe there's a different reason. Because right from childhood, they are thinking about the future. They are thinking about what they can do to, establish themselves. They are futuristic. Choleric by nature are futuristic. They always think about tomorrow, not today. That's how they think. Their mind is always set, just like Paul. That's when you read most of Paul's writings. One thing that is obvious is that he speaks about tomorrow. Yes. Like the book of Philippians will tell you, it's not that I've already attained, but I press towards. I work hard to achieve something. That is a choleric. Always thinking about tomorrow. Always thinking about tomorrow. Now let's move on to the next trait, and that is a melancholic. Any question on the choleric before I move on? Any question on the choleric before I move on?
Apostle, please, if you don't mind, can you share your screen again? Because we are not seeing it.
All right, I'll do that. All right, so any question on the choleric?
So I have a question.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Well, so a choleric person, will they have all of these weaknesses, or could it be some of them and some areas maybe they are not that way? Or are they always going to have all of these weaknesses and the strength?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we have different traits. Somebody can have more than one trait. So sometimes one trait can minimize some of the weaknesses here. So for instance, let's put it this way. Let's say you are a primary choleric, your primary temperament is choleric, and you have a second temperament as a melancholic. What will happen is that you are going to have most of these weaknesses, but the melancholic trait, they have their emotional energy is high. They have high empathy. Unlike the choleric who have low empathy. So here it will now minimize it. But if you meet somebody who is 100% choleric, pure choleric, then I can bet my last penny on it that all these traits you find it. So sometimes when you meet another person where the traits are different, that means maybe he has a secondary temperament, or sometimes the environment too has shaped the person. Yes, that's how it happens. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
So while we're
Any other
going
question?
through, yes, while we're going through all these different characteristics, how do we determine which one is our main trait?
Yeah, so this is a checklist for you. So when we started going through the choleric, for instance, you just check what are the elements or the traits that you can find in yourself. You will need to take them. When you move on to the second one, then you found the dominant one. Then you know that, okay, this is my primary temperament. Yeah, so what we're doing is a checklist for you. Thank you. Any other? Let me put the last question, then you move on. Okay, without any other questions, I think we can move on. All right, so let's look at the
I have
next
a
trait.
question.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yes, I want to find out that are cholerics always leaders by nature?
Yeah, they have
Thank you.
natural leadership traits. But normally, just today, I was having leadership training for some pastors. I was telling them they have that natural leadership, that ability to lead. In fact, make sure principles are followed. They have those things. But because they lack emotional intelligence, they are always betrayed by their followers. From Kwame Nkrumah to all the great leaders you see. Why? Because it's not about what you are saying. It's not about what you are doing. It is mostly about how you do it or how you say it. And choleric have that problem. When you are doing, for instance, that as a church, we have, regulations. Before you assess, let's say, our scholarship, you need to be a member of the church. You need to, there are principal rules that we've stated. When you make a choleric a leader, you make sure you follow the rules to that time. When you come, even if you're the wife or the child, or the daughter or the son, when you come around and you don't qualify, he will ensure that you don't get anything. Yes, there are those people who can apply the principles against their own family. Very principled people. Ensure that things work. They have the energy to move the ministry or the group, because they have that vision, that kind of thing. But they don't have emotion. They speak to people as if they are speaking to themselves. The way they understand, you must understand the same way. And you end up offending a lot of people around you. Your energy is not, that's why you're learning emotion. Your energy is not the same as another person. So you need to now manage the situation that, yes, you have come to me for scholarship. I know you don't qualify. The answer is no. But then no, how do I say it? How do I communicate it to you? Then you understand it from your dimension. A choleric will just speak his mind. He doesn't care whether you are angry or not. You come out natural. He don't care. If you try, don't even talk to them, they don't care. But you need emotional intelligence to know that in communication, for instance, it's not just about speaking your mind, but any communication that breaks relationship is about communication. So how do I communicate this? Because if you have a phlegmatic or a melancholic, they are different breeds of people. So how do I communicate it to you that you understand that at the end of the day, I will still achieve the aim that you don't qualify? Choleric don't know that. You just, madam, don't you know that in this church, you must remember before you get a scholarship. So why are you even coming to me in the first place? You know you're not. They will just speak their mind to you anyhow because they want the principles or they want to follow the regulation. So they turn out to be leaders, yes, but most of the time they fail or they're betrayed by the people close to them. And I've seen a lot of great leaders who are going to. That's why leadership It's another thing. We learn it. No matter the qualities you have, you must still learn so that you can lead well. Thank you. I think we will go on so that ask any question. Can you write it down? You will take them. So we are going to the next trait, and we call it the melancholic. And mostly women are here. Most of our women are here. These are the people who are very thoughtful. They are very analytical. They are deep thinkers. They think a lot. But they can think and think and think about anything and everything around them. They are very empathetic. So you see, directly opposite the choleric, they are empathetic. They have that energy to put themselves in your shoes. Yes, they told you don't go out there, and you've gone out and the problem has happened. They will still come to you and comfort you. It's okay, everything will be right. Choleric will not even mind you. I told you don't go there, and you went there. So please don't come and worry me. When melancholy will come around you and say, please, it's okay, don't worry. Very considerate, caring. They are very organized. For these are the women who, when you go around them, everything is organized from their room to anywhere. Some women, when you go to them, everything, they just throw things around like these people. They are very neat, very organized, and they are very cautious. And this cautious sometimes tend to be a weakness too. Sometimes they tend to be overcautious. So they don't want to make mistake. But by nature, they are perfectionistic. They don't want to make mistake. So they want to ensure that they do things well. It's not about how to achieve, but they want to consider the process. A choleric just want to achieve something. They are task-oriented. So I wanted to do this and I've done it. But melancholy is equally a task-oriented. Take into consideration the process. So you can visit a place with a melancholy and you're so excited about the outcome of the program. So you tell we need to see how these people are behaving. They will take into consideration that, like mathematics teachers, they want to follow the process. So by working, how you got the answer. Choleric is interested in the outcome. I wanted to do this at this age. I wanted to get this at this age, and I've done it. But the melancholic is particularly interested in the process. So they take pains to do things well. When you ask a melancholic child to do something, or if you're melancholic, they don't want to just finish the thing. They want to ensure that they have done it well. Although you don't have anything to say about it. Because one thing about them, they cannot stand embarrassment. When you tell them that they are at fault, it makes them feel they are not perfect. And don't forget, they think, no human being is perfect. But in their mind, they think they are perfect. And that alone is a weakness. We look at it. So they have that tendency to feel and behave in that perfectionistic manner. And they are schedule oriented. They don't just get up and do things. They are not spontaneous. Yes, they believe that a human being don't just get up and do things. Plan. These are the people when they want to go somewhere, when they go to the grocery shop, they'll take the pain to sit down and write their list. Yes, they will ensure they follow the list. Very organized people. Orderly. They ensure they write their list, they know what to do. They always plan ahead. So when you are dealing with a melancholy, you can't just call her or him or her and say, you are going for a program. No, they can't go. Because they've not processed it. They are not just schedule, they're also process oriented. They need to process the thing before they take action. So if you have a colleague who is a melancholic, you may be a choleric, very spontaneous, you just get up and do things. But the melancholy needs to now, be informed. They need to plan in their head. Don't forget, we say they're very thoughtful. They need to think about it. Even the kind of dress they wear, the hairstyle they will do, they need time to process all these things before they take action. This is a melancholic. And there's when many of us are having issues with our colleagues or friends at school. Because you may be spontaneous. Then when they call you, you are ever ready on the go. Where the melancholy needs time to clear and prepare and plan. Then they are good at preventing problems. This is one thing about the melancholists. If you are a friend to them, they are not for them at the torture that they are analytical. They analyze everything about you. So for instance, you always go to see her and maybe you go straight to her and let's say shake her. Now you go there today, you didn't shake her. The melancholic will not ask you what has happened. No, because they can't stand embarrassment. So they are not ready to listen to any negative comment from you. But they'll be thinking, how come Sky came around today and did not even come around to shake me as she has been doing? Is there anything wrong? They will start thinking. Don't forget, they think a lot. So they'll start thinking, hey, is anything wrong? They will think about it, and the next day they will be observing you. You come around again. You don't come and shake her. The next day, she will start withdrawing. She doesn't want you to come close and say, you're no longer my friend, or this and that. They will withdraw. They can't stand embarrassment. So the melancholists here, most of them, by observation, they've taken certain decisions. This person used to do ABC. Now he's not doing it. Perhaps there's a problem. They withdraw. They are good at, they don't want any problem. These people naturally are religious people. In fact, they love the things of God. As we say, things of God appeal to them naturally. These are the people who don't want to listen to worldly things. And these are the people by nature, of all the women, this group, most of them grow up as virgins. They revere their bodies. It's very difficult to allow somebody to see their nakedness. Yes, when you check the sangre and they don't revere their bodies. They can wear anything, expose themselves. Melancholy always wear things to cover up. They don't want to show their bodies or show their nakedness. They can't. That is a melancholy. They don't want to listen to things, so especially when it comes to things that relate to sex. No. Melancholists are not ready for that. So when even they tune their TV or when you're talking about sexual things, they will change it. It doesn't excite them at all. They don't want that conversation at all. And they want to listen to songs that are religious songs. Let's put that way. They are very punctual. In fact, because they can't stand embarrassment, anytime they are going for, they want to go there early. And that's also opposite of the sanguine. Sanguine wants to go there late because he wants attention. In their mind, it's not that they want attention, but they want attention. And they don't care. They want to go there late and all eyes will be on them. And you're like, wow, initially they were looking at me. But the melancholy don't want that. They don't want all eyes to be on them. So they'll do it there early, sit down quietly, and be waiting. So they set their time for everything. So people mostly, they set alarms. Don't forget, I said most of these people are women, but we also have men who are melancholists. All the traits are for both. But here, most of the people who are here are women. All right, let's check some of their weaknesses. One is that they are perfectionistic. I said it's a weakness, but nobody is perfect. But if you see yourself as a perfect person, then when you have issues, nobody can even help you. To them, when you speak or tell them or speak to their face that, look, this and this is wrong, you make them feel they are not perfect. And it's a big bother to them. They can't stand it. It makes them feel embarrassed. Yes. So if you learn, as you are learning emotional intelligence, if you have a friend who is a melancholic, how do you now correct her or him? You need wisdom to do that. The way you can just look at maybe a choleric and say, stop what you're doing, it's not good. You can't say the same thing to a melancholic. No, you can't. You end up breaking her system down. That's why in the house, most children become timid, especially the melancholics. When publicly you are insulting them, telling them don't do this, you are making them to you're breaking the system down. And as parents, we need to take note. As children, we need to also understand our own emotions and learn the people around you, understand them. If you have a melancholic, you have mood swing, meaning the assistant can switch any moment. A melancholic can just wake up and she's so excited, in a very good mood. Within a second, they can switch. Normally, I use this in theaters. In Ghana, we have what called the National Theatre, where we do theater plays and the rest. And we have the theater for operation, the hospitals. So they can get up in the morning and they may be in their national theater. They're excited, dancing, singing, happy. The next moment they can enter into the operation where to them at that moment, they just want to be quiet. They may not even have a reason. In fact, this is when most people have a challenge. When your friend or your brother is a melancholic, within a moment, the person becomes quiet. At that moment, if you're emotionally intelligent, you know that they need their space. That is not the time you want to now force to talk to the person. No. That moment, quietness is the most important asset he or she needs at that time. You don't force to talk to the person. What is wrong with you? Am I the cause? You are not the cause, so don't force to be the cause. Most of them cannot even explain why they feel what they feel. It's just a mood swing. So you need wisdom to understand that the person has moved to a different realm and let you allow. Within a second, some minute, he will come back. That's when, if the person is your friend, you bring to ask what's wrong with you. And when the person don't answer you, you feel like the person disrespects you for a choleric. And then you are trying to find out what's wrong with you. And you don't want to, and you also get angry. By the time they move from this mood, and now they want you to, that's the time you're also angry and you're also preventing her or not allowing her to come around. You need wisdom or emotional intelligence to note that if a friend have this trait that we are mentioning, they can move. Except that they themselves have also gotten the knowledge you are sharing, that they learn to manage that, but it comes natural. They are very obsessive. When you have a melancholy friend, they don't have many friends. So when you are close to them, they pick you as almost everything. They always want you around. And that's where sometimes we tell them jealous. Oh, you're too jealous. They want you. You're almost like everything to them. By nature, they are very suspicious. Melancholy, when you are there with them and you need to talk to somebody privately, hey, what are you saying? If you're talking about me, so they take offense to that. They're very suspicious. They are what we call persecution complex. And they can misread your thoughts. Something you've said naturally or something casually, they can pick it, personalize it, and take offense to it. Normally, I say, if you have a melancholy friend, you can be watching a movie and they can even take offense to it. Yes. So please, you need to understand all this. They are very difficult to please. And one is because of the foundations you are laying. One, their mood strength accounts for that. When they're in a good mood, for their emotions are responsible for most of the things that happens around us. So when somebody is in a good mood, even some of the things you will say that will excite her, the next day when the person is in a bad mood, you can say the same thing and the person will be offended. It happens a lot. So you can do this for her to be happy today. The next day the same thing, she will not be happy. So you need to at least understand the system you are dealing with. They are not sociable. Not that they don't have friends, but they have small circle. Always keep small circle. I always say that even with social media, normally when I'm doing counseling and people come around, one of the ways I check their temperament as about their social media and the number of their followers. Even at the social media level where it's more like virtual, most of the people who are following you don't even know them. Melancholy wants to know the person before she accepts you as a friend. Yes, they don't just accept people, even at the social media level. So when you go there like Facebook, Instagram, they mostly don't have many friends, many followers. They're small followers. Some of them don't even have interest in this social media. No, most of them are not interested. So when you check, you say, I'm only on Instagram or I'm only on, let's say, WhatsApp. But typical sanguine will be on all the platforms, but they are socially active. Melancholic is not socially active. In their real life and in their virtual space, they keep small circle. They are what we call withdraw, and they can withdraw easily, especially when you criticize them. As I said, they feel they are perfect. And here, those of us who are married, that's why we're having challenges with our wives. When you stand publicly or in the presence of children and you speak anything, you are breaking her foundation. They will withdraw. They can't. They don't have the energy. I always say that they are like journalists. Journalists can sit, especially in Ghana here, sit on their TV or radio and say everything around against you. Then when you say something small against them, no problem. They cannot handle. They can criticize you. If you are a friend who is a melancholic, every time they are trying to criticize something you are doing, but they cannot stand criticism. That's a melancholic. Now, among all the groups, the melancholic are naturally talented. We call them the gifted. These are the people who can easily learn things. Yes, they can easily learn things by observation. A melancholic can just stand here and watch you do something, and the next time she's doing it. They are naturally talented, yet they have poor self-image. When you are with them, they need that external motivation. Because one, they don't want to fail. They can't stand failure. They can't stand embarrassment. So if you are with them and you are not that good person to motivate them, you rather break them down. You talk them out of their vision. But when they tell you, I want to do this, they need that kind of encouragement. Because it's a weakness. They have poor self-image. They struggle with self-worth. Regardless of her educational level, you see still her comparing herself. See, she's not adequate. That's one of their weaknesses. And their mind is set in the past. These are the people who don't forget things. Their head is like one boss. Whatever you give to them, yeah. So if you give this phone to them, they put it inside the box. If you give this water, they put it inside. The next time you are talking about this phone, they will bring other elements. So they don't, when you're talking about one thing, they will bring other things. And when I'm talking about this, yes, everything is same. So you need emotional intelligence, knowing yourself and knowing the person around you helps you to know how to communicate and also understand them. That, okay, I know where this is coming from. Everything is wrong. So when you're with them, you need to be careful with your words. One, they don't forget. Everything you're telling them is there. They can remember 20 years ago what you said to them. So you need to be careful. And they worry a lot. They worry a lot. Now, when it comes to money, these people see money as a way to express their love. Choleric, even their mother, and you don't fall into his budget, will tell you, please, next time I'll add you, but now there, I have the money to give. The melancholy can go all out, and give the savings out when you are in trouble. Because that's a way to express her emotions to you. That is the money aspect. When it comes to sexual aspects, they see sex as a way to express their love. That's why I said they normally grow as virgins. They revere their bodies. Yes, they revere their bodies. So until they are deeply at a level with you, they cannot let you see their nakedness. So if you're melancholic here, to this advice to you, make sure you keep yourself. The reason being that the moment somebody do anything with you, it's very difficult to let the person go. So most of the women who don't marry early are the melancholics, especially when they engage in sex, because it's very difficult to let the person go. So I always say that God is wise, understanding how he has made us or he created us. That's why Cambodians don't have sex before marriage. Most women have destroyed themselves because of this. So you need to understand this. Let's quickly move. Okay, let's take one question here. Lots of time before we go to the summary. Just one question quickly. Any question on this? All right, if there's no question, let's continue. We have the summary. And here, their number one strength, directly opposite the melancholic. They are very sociable. For a summary, just get to a place and within a moment, he's friends with several people talking. Right, he can speak with you as if he knows you for years. You can meet a someone the first day and he's talking as if he has known you for years. Very, very sociable. That is their energy. That's their drive. Directly opposite the melancholic. Melancholic, we say they are not sociable. Even in real life, when you go out with a melancholic, you see them being quiet. Not that they don't want to go out. They always want to go out with somebody they know. They don't easily mingle with people. So when you are friends and you take a melancholy there, she wants to assess the people, understand them before they can mingle. The sanguine don't care. Just when they get there, you see them interacting. Even people you have not even, you don't have them mutual, I mean, they will start talking to almost everybody. They have the energy for that. That is their strength. They easily make friends. And what you are learning to also put something, let's also quickly understand it. This strength even will help you to determine the kind of job, yes, that your system is built to do. So when you see somebody, for instance, by nature, they are good marketers. So they can meet you, a stranger, and they can have the energy and the drive to speak to you, so they know you, so they can convince you to do something. Very sociable. They are also charismatic. Yes, most politicians have this. They have that energy to convince you, say something to you, and they move people. Very charismatic. And they have what a PDA, public display of affection. These are the people when they grow and they're working with their wives, you see them holding their hands, they showing you off. A pastor will stand there and to train up 5 minutes to talk about the wife. Most of them are in some place. They have that energy. Followers don't know how to do that. A follower will grow, and when it comes a husband, either he's working in front of the wife or behind the wife. They don't have this PDA. They are very outgoing. Sandwiches always want to go out. They want to have fun. In fact, one thing about Sandra is that when you keep them in the house, they feel like they're in prison. They always want to be out there. They always want to go out and do something. Yes. They enjoy outside. They enjoy mingling with people, socializing. They are very confident too. just like the choleric, sanguine to are very confident. And they're pleasant. In fact, among all the groups, these are people who can dress well. Both the men and the women, the sanguine men, they can dress. They know how to take care. In fact, their bodies are the most important assets to them. Let me repeat this. Sanguines, their bodies are the most important asset to them. They take care of their body. A sanguine man can sit in front of the mirror, take time to apply the pomade. In fact, dress. They don't have money. They buy clothes, expensive ones. The women will spend money on their hairs. I'm not saying all the women who spend money on their hair are sanguine. The sanguine lady cannot stand there in about 2-3 months. Her hair is the same. No. Those are the people you marry them. You can give them 1,000 CDs to keep. By the time you come, it's gone. Why? So by that time, you see that my hair has been on for about 2 weeks now. I need to change my hair. They are more interested in their bodies. They spend money on clothing, cosmetics, more than all the groups. In fact, this BBL and this thing that people are changing their dress, and most of them are sanguines. Their bodies are the most important asset. They are lively to when they come around. Everything will spark. They want the place to be lively. So then when the sanguine comes around, they start making the noise, shouting, giving fans. They do all the fans. They are very optimistic too. And here too becomes a weakness. They tend to be highly optimistic. It's good to be optimistic. The sanguines normally are highly optimistic, meaning as the accounts will say, we don't test waters with 2 foot. The sanguine can do that. The moment somebody tells them, oh, this business is good, it pays well, this investment is good, they can sell their house and go and put all the investment there because they want to hit, they want the money to come and do. Just like in Ghana here, most people experience with men's growth. Most of the people there were sanguines. Because one thing is that choleric will tell you, as for this, I don't trust a business that is paying. How much is anyone paying? The sanguine wants to make huge. They're very well optimistic. Oh, to good. Oh, they have that energy, that power, and you end up losing everything. They are fun lovers. They always want to engage in things that will excite. That's excitement. That gives the excitement. They want to enjoy. So you see something good. When you tell, oh, there's a party here. Oh, you see them there. The melancholy will be thinking, what kind of dress will I be wearing? And by the time they finish thinking, the program has ended. But Larry could be analyzing. Charlie, I have this important assignment too. We wait for this party class. No, but that's economists to do cost benefit analysis. They will check the kind of program they have and this party. What at all? Like, is it the food? It isn't. You don't have the time. But somebody cannot miss the party. It's not only about the food. They want to enjoy everything around it. The kind of activity that will go there, they want to enjoy it. Sanguines don't meet programs. No. They don't want you to go there and come and tell them this what happened. No, they want to experience it. Come and be the one giving the gist. Charlie, you've missed. What happened? This is a sanguine. They can't miss. In Ghana here, for instance, they can't miss funerals. If a funeral that is not close to them, they will go. They can even sew the cloth and be part of it. They cannot miss it. They want to see it, feel it. That's sanguine. And they are preventers of that moment. They can't be around you and let you feel sad. No. They are always excited. And these are the people who can easily apologize among all the groups. Cholerics don't know how to apologize. No. They will tell you why they did what they did. They don't know how to apologize. Melancholy too don't know how to apologize. As for why they don't apologize is that they will tell you, yes, I know I'm wrong, but you are the one, you are the cause. You have made me to disgrace myself. So they also not apologize. But the sanguine will easily say, I'm sorry. But mind you, when they say I'm sorry, it doesn't mean they mean that they are sorry. They just don't want you to talk. So a sanguine can apologize for something. The next minute he's doing the same thing. Write it down. So I'm sorry. They easily apologize, but they will repeat it. They will do it because they are in their mind. Sanguines don't see their mistakes. Write it down. Among all the groups, sanguines don't see their mistakes. So when you are with sanguines, they always attack people. This thing happened because of my mom. They are always blaming people, except themselves. Any mistake they make, they will end up blaming people. They don't see their mistakes. That's one thing you need to know about sanguines. Some of their weaknesses to their shameless. Sandrines, that word I'm shy, it's not in their dictionary. They are not shy. They are not shy of everything, including their bodies. So in Ghana here, a lady was brought by the husband and naked. The video was all over. This lady came to sit on television and say, all of you go and watch the video. All of that's typical sandrine. They are not shy. They are very forgetful. So when you're dealing with sandrine, you need to be careful. Because you tell him or her this, the next day they forget about it. They have a lot of activity run through their mind. Especially if the thing doesn't excite her or him. That thing's already off. It's not part of what they're thinking about. And they can pretend among other people, they can sit here and cry as if the whole world is crashing. So normally the Ashantis, when you go to their funerals, they'll be crying, wait, and just go and put cassava on the fire, and they are crying, and they say, make sure the pepper is plenty. They can pretend. The same way, if you have a sandwich child, they can come and cry as if somebody has beaten them. So you need to really understand the temperament of children. You need to also know yourself. These are weaknesses. So for how long can you pretend? If you have these tendencies, you have to work on them. Because if you are caught, you break your trust. They are impulsive. Sandrines are impulsive in the sense that they just buy things at random. When they have money, one thing about their money is that they are drivers. They spend. The moment they get money, it's like they must spend it. Sandrines cannot have money on themselves. So they are poor savers. One thing you can know that this person is a sandrine. Yes, they are working. They work hard. Yeah, they don't have money. And sometimes they even have debt around them. If you want, because they are shameless, they can easily go to and say, I need loan. Colari don't know how to take loan for people. Melako don't know how to get. Sandrines easy take loans, and they won't pay your loan. So normally I tell you, if you have a friend who's a sandrine, please, this emotional intelligence class, and the person comes to say, I want loan, just look into your pocket. The amount you think you can dash to the person, give it to him or her. But when they take your loan, they won't pay it. You are not the only person they are owing. In any case, in their mind, they think, if I had the money, will I come to you to borrow? So they will come and, not for them, say they can pretend. They can even come and cry, I want this, and this, and they will say all kinds. The way you give it, the next time when it comes to payments, that's when you see that it's a different ball game. So that comes to and then when they did here, yes, they can borrow and borrow and borrow. So sandrines are always in debt. And don't forget, I said earlier, these people can easily be gamblers. They have the tendency to be gamblers because they want quick money. The sandrines have the tendency to make quick money. Yeah. So these are the people, when they're growing up, they will tell them, you hear them say, I'll buy a house. They don't have the energy to build a house. They are not process oriented. How can I go and buy a land and now do the foundation? Now it's a long process. These are the people when they go for a program. Let's say there's a registration activity or something. They don't have the energy to go through that long process. We are always looking for protocol. Is there somebody I can just go and talk to? They want things to be done shortcut. Sandrines always want shortcut. Yes, they always want shortcut. Both the men and women. So at the university, these are the people that end up paying bribes or even sleeping the lectures to take their grades. Yes. They don't have the energy to go through that process 4 years. Why should I always come to class before I get my grades? When I can just do this. They are always looking for shortcuts. So you have that tendency. Even God, who had the power to create the entire universe within a day, didn't do that. You need wisdom to understand that life is a process. You need to be process oriented. In your mind, you think you can just get up and buy a house. So you get the money today, and you feel like it's not up to the one you can use to buy. So you keep spending, and by the time you are old, and you are staying with your friends, and they are shameless, don't forget. They can even be staying with their mothers and people, their friends. When they get the money, they can go and rent a young boy can go and rent expensive house. When he doesn't have his own house or even a mortgage. They want to show off. That's one time sandrines. Go and rent a house and they enjoy parties, throw out parties, inviting friends to show off. Meanwhile, the choleric will be interested in building his investment. You see, so we need to understand ourselves well. That's the foundation. When you know yourself, you know your weakness. That these things they are saying is about me. Then you need to now start managing yourself. It's important. They are compositors. They love to talk. They are too loud. They are exaggerators. So that's why sandrines naturally they love cosmetics. The hair will be fake, the breast will be fake, bottom will be, everything is fake. They exaggerate everything around them. That's why they appear unauthentic. Yes. They love, for among all the people, these people love cosmetics. I'm not saying cosmetics is bad, but that's what the argument here. They always want to appear something they are not. A poor sanguine will pretend to be the most richest person. In fact, they can meet their helpers, and the helpers will think they rather need help from them. They may not have anything in their pocket, yet they will dress, as they would say, chaper, go and sit in a very expensive hotel and buy, let's say, a drink of, let's say, $20 or $50 and just cross the legs and be sitting there. As somebody who have billions, they can pretend, they appear unauthentic. They are chronically late by nature. Sandres always want to go for programs late. And they're not interested in following through with tasks that are boring. They don't want to follow regulations. They always want to have their way. They always want to have their way. That is a sanguine. I think it's our time is almost done. Let's quickly go to the phlegmatic. Then we open for questions. So when it is time, we can end. Now the fourth group is the phlegmatic. Here I always say the name I call them is Amimi Pasunji, the late Professor Mills. That's a typical trait. They want peace. That is their slogan. They want peace. They appear to be quiet and calm and very easygoing people. To them, life is normal. Unlike the choleric, who is very ambitious, want to build houses, want to own cars, companies. To them, whether I have car or not, it's normal. Life is normal. They are too relaxed in life. They are not that. They don't have the energy working hard to. No. When they get small food, one dress, they are okay. Life is normal. They are very kind-hearted. But they can get money and be dashing their money out. But these are the people, when they have money, when you borrow from them, they can't even come to you and ask for the money. Very gentle, very compassionate. They can give their money out. They can buy fried rice for you and they'll go home and eat their resources. That's a phlegmatic. They always want to satisfy people. So they tell me, one of the people you see that they compromise a lot. They always want to make the people around them happy. They're very consistent. But when they do things they know how to do. But they are afraid of change. So they're very consistent. When this is what they're doing, they ensure they do it and do it. That's what. They don't want any other thing. So when you have a phlegmatic as a friend, it's very difficult for them to betray you. Choleric can easily betray you. Sanguine can easily betray you. Melancholic can easily betray you. Their betrayers are not the same. Choleric can betray you because for them say they are rude and tactless. To them, it's a task that brings them and others together. So you can even be the wife. If your choleric pastor is here and the rule says everybody should do ABC, and even you have the wife, they don't follow, they will suspend you in church. A choleric can suspend their wife in church. And you feel like this is a big betrayer. To them, it's either you are with us or you are against us. So if you are with us, then it is important you follow through the regulations. They don't care about your emotions. They are not relationship oriented. They are task oriented. So you are close to me because we are doing ABCD. So if you're not supporting what I'm doing, then please, you are out. That is a problem. Sanguine to get around you because of what they will get from you. They are transactional in mind. So when you have a sanguine friend, they come around you as long as they can get something from you. In fact, sanguine only calls you when they need something from you. So they say, oh, I'm trying to say something. So when people call me and I know their temperament, especially if I know you're sanguine, I know you call for something. So no need to give the pleasantries. Pastor, how are you? I'm checking. I know you're not checking on me. You just call for something. Recently, the pastor called me, and I know him to be a sanguine. So just when he called now, I said, so for Kraba, how, the roaster, how, oh, Papa, me just won't share me. I know you came with a problem, so just go ahead and say it. But I know you more than you know yourself. I was it's not for the it's okay. My message just was for, do you have a spare one? It's okay, you come home. So you see, in their mind, they only remember you when they need something from you. And that's how their betrayal stems from. So when they don't need anything from you and they need something from someone, they can even sell you out. They can easily give your information or your secret to people just for benefit or anything they want. So that's how sanguines betray. Then the melancholic can also betray you. Don't forget, we said the analytics. Just when they observe you and they feel like Your behavior is changing. They don't wait for you to express them. They will resign. They will move out. This is how they betray. But phlegmatic is very difficult for phlegmatic to move from you when they have that relationship with you. They can't. They don't have the energy for it. So when you have issue with phlegmatic, it pains them a lot. It worries them. When they love you, their relationship structure is strong. Bond is strong. So when you have a phlegmatic, you say you can depend on them. It's very difficult for a phlegmatic to betray, just like Jonathan and David. Jonathan happens to be a typical phlegmatic. They don't even care losing their chieftaincy. Yes, they don't care. You're my friend. Go. I'll not allow anybody to do any harm to you. So when you check the Bible characters, you see some of these traits. So they are very reliable. They are very content with themselves. To them, life is normal. No need to worry. If you get what to eat and what to wear, what is it? No need to worry yourself too much. And that is also, a weakness. So one, it makes them to be lazy. Unlike the people who are very ambitious, working hard to establish things, they don't care. They can be staying with their parents, end up marrying and bringing their wife to stay with their parents. That's a phlegmatic. Yes, no ambition to go and rent and have his own house. Normally, they can even grow with that marriage. These are the people that mostly we force them to marry. Yes, phlegmatics. Most of the men that we force them to marry, most of them are phlegmatics. They are very diplomatic. They cannot look at you and just tell you their mind like the choleric. No. So if this person happens to be a pastor and you are fighting with somebody, they can't look into you and say you are wrong. No. They will call you and say, don't mind this. Yes, they mention, you know how he is. It's your brother. It's okay. Then they will call you, this person, to don't mind your brother. That's how they, so they cannot look straight into your eyes. Tell you, master, what you did is wrong. They don't have the energy for that. They are very respectful, cooperative. They want to ensure peace. So we say they are peacemaking. They reconcile others. They are not confrontational. They cannot just confront you. They don't have the energy for that. They can't even confront their own children. They can't. And they have what we call dry humor. Dry humor is they try to be funny. These are the people when they are speaking, you'll be laughing. But they themselves don't laugh. Everything they say is funny. They are serious. And that's phlegmatic. And they are what we call patient. They are very patient. In fact, among all the groups, these people, they don't pray for patience. They have it. Things don't worry them. That's it. So they have the energy to accommodate, to tolerate. Unlike the choleric, that small thing, he's angry. You have disrespected me. Or the melancholic, you have embarrassed me. The melancholic cannot stand embarrassment. Choleric cannot stand disrespect. Sanguine cannot stand you reducing their class. So sanguines are those people, like I said, they pretend. They don't have money, but they pretend they have money. They can't go to places with commercial vehicles. They want to go with Uber, always making themselves like they are big, when they have nothing. Always, in their mind, life is like a competition. They always want to be among the higher class. That's the sanguine. But the phlegmatic things are normal. Nothing worries them. So their weaknesses, they tend to be unenthusiastic, unmotivated, indifferent. They have few interests. Normal things are normal. Too compromising. Even when they know this thing is wrong, because they don't want to lose you, they want to make you happy, they will do it for you. That is a phlegmatic. So if you have a child who is a phlegmatic, note some of these things. These are the when they go to colleges and they come with different character or different traits. So they end up following the trait or the trends of others. They are prone to laziness. Because somebody who have low ambition, no desire. These are the people when you ask them, what do you want to do in future? They don't even know what to say. They've not thought about anything. In class, you want your child to get the first. To them, it's normal. Why should I be? But when you ask them, who will be the first, they can mention, I'm going to be the first. They say, what about you? And it's nothing. No ambition. They avoid facing issues. When they have issues, they can't confront you. They'll be smiling with you, yet they are not happy. And they quit easily. Small thing can discourage them and they say, I won't do it again. They are procrastinated. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. So when you have a phlegmatic, it will be like you are the one forcing him. Yes, because you think this person can do this, and like every day you're pushing, yet he's indecisive. They tend to be indecisive, slow in making up their mind. They are procrastinators. They postpone. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and sometimes they tend to be stubborn too. Why? Because everything they know, they don't want to change it. So even at work, if you want to change or reassign him to another task in the environment, they think you don't like them. Because this is what I've been doing. Why do you want to change me? Why do you want to change me? They are also secretive. Like I said, even when they have issues with you, they cannot confront you, tell you, and you think everything is okay, just like Ahithophel. Meanwhile, he's angry and is waiting for opportunity to deal with you. So they also tend to be timid and they avoid risk, or they can't fight with you. So anytime there's an issue, they want to maintain peace. So it's okay. So they don't worry. Let's move on. So these are the traits that we have. Where do you find yourself? What have you learned? And any questions? Thank you very much. I'm waiting for your questions. Any question or comment or contribution?
I have a question.
Let's hear you.
So if you have one temperament, let's say if you're phlegmatic and your friend or your spouse or whoever is a choleric, how do you mesh those the two temperaments together? Like if let's say the choleric thinks that they're always right and you're with the phlegmatic, like how would you solve issues, or how do you walk together without one always having to compromise?
So the bridge to bring you together is what an emotional intelligence. The two of you understanding yourself from your perspective. The one good thing about the trait you mentioned, that when a choleric is with a phlegmatic, is one of the perfect combinations. For the phlegmatic don't care about things. They don't take things serious. So the phlegmatic, the choleric who can stand in public and insult you, shout at you, to the phlegmatic is normal. It's nothing. Unlike choleric and melancholic, who cannot stand embarrassment. So normally when you're using elements to explain, we say that the choleric is like fire, the phlegmatic is like water. So imagine water and fire always. It will quench. It will quench. Things will be normal. Things will be normal. Things will be normal. Things will be normal. So you see, but aside this trait you mentioned, the choleric, any other trait, so I know somebody who asked, so which one is the perfect trait for me to marry? I always tell people we marry with wisdom. But one thing we've learned so far is that every temperament has its own strength and weakness. We all have it. Therefore, it's important you understand yourself and that of your partner so that you can deal with the person. Yes, each one will bring its own challenge. But we need emotional intelligence. As a choleric, I need to understand my partner. Okay, he's a phlegmatic. His ambition is not like me. It's just like when you want to draw somebody up and the person is not ready, you end up breaking their hand. So how well do you get to the person's level so that you can raise him? But the choleric will stand somewhere, want you to think like him. He wants your mind to be sharp like him. Typical phlegmatic. Let's even use the church. You will come to church, you teach him to do A, B, C, D. Thinking the next day when they can, they will do it themselves. You will come and they are sitting there waiting for you. Choleric will be angry. Because I taught you this yesterday. And I said to implement it. No, phlegmatic, things are normal. He's waiting for you. So you need emotional intelligence to understand him or her from his or her dimension to know that this is also their weakness. And let me say this quickly. Sometimes when you're learning this, people wonder, oh, so how can this build understanding? Let me give this clue to you. We don't need to agree with people in order to understand them. Write it down. Understanding is based on knowledge. So, for instance, you travel to a place and you meet somebody who's about 30 years old, and this person walking towards you, come and stand in front of you and begin to read right in front of you. You'll be angry. Well, you don't expect such a behavior from the person. But imagine when the person was coming, somebody just come around and say, oh, you know this boy coming. You mentioned the father's name, a popular person around. There is mentally deranged. He has an issue here. Now you've got information about this person. You know what it means? This person can come and stand right in front of you, do the same thing, and even feel pity or empathy. Nice boy like this. Oh, this word is not fair. Instead of you to get angry, you would rather be emotionally attached. You wish you could do something to help him. What have changed? The only change here is knowledge. You got an information about the person, and that has helped you to one accommodate the person and also to understand. You agree with the behavior, but you understand. You know why he or she is doing that. He's doing the same thing. So the first stage of emotional intelligence we are learning about the self-awareness, that when I meet somebody, I need to first understand who this person is. Is he a phlegmatic? Is he a melancholic? And these are the traits. So if you're able to pick the trait, then you know that these are the weaknesses. Now, don't forget, these things, the person himself will not see it as a weakness because this is your behavior. You've lived all your years with these behaviors. So many say it's a weakness. They don't see it as a weakness. And you know that these are the strength, these are the things this person can do easily. Here, they can, like I said, melancholy is so spontaneous. So if I want to go out with a phlegmatic, a melancholic, I need to give advance notice. I can just be called at any time because I'm spontaneous. But I know this person, and they need to process, they need to prepare before they do something. So with this knowledge, you are building yourself as an emotionally intelligent person. You don't say because I can just get up and do things, everybody must be like me. You are not emotionally intelligent. Now from this, we understand that we have groups. So you need to understand the person you are working with and how well you can accommodate everybody around you. But when you get this and get it right, you can live with anybody and everybody. So for instance, if I get a call right now, if I know my wife is a melancholic, they are process oriented. They don't just do things impromptu. So how do I do? I have to just quickly mute it and ask her, Madam, I'm speaking with Mrs. Okanta. Would you like to speak with her? If she says yes, yes, it's no, it's no. So well, before Mr. Okanta was, is your wife there? I've already asked. Because I know the person I'm dealing with. So I've already informed her I'm speaking with this person. So if she says no, and Mr. Okanta asks, is your wife there? Oh, yes, she's here, but she's busy right now. So I'll let her call you back. You understand? But if you don't know, you'll be waiting and Mr. Okanta say, where's your wife? Oh, she said, then you shout, please come for the phone. And she'll shout, I won't talk. You have disgraced your wife. And that's what you're doing. Because we are spontaneous, from your dimension, this is just a phone call. How come you cannot just get up? That is their weakness. I said that they've also learned this thing you're learning here. That's why yesterday we said emotional intelligence, one of the things that we can create in you is adaptability. So imagine this woman to have learned about emotional intelligence. They know that, yes, people must call you or inform you. But things can just happen at any time. So I need to work on myself that at all times I'll be ready. But except that, we need to manage ourselves through emotional intelligence. One thing about emotional intelligence is that when you learn it and your partner doesn't even know it, you can still manage the situation. So you'll be able to manage yourself and manage your partner. Thank you.
Just had a question.
Yes, sir.
So, is it possible to hold, um, or let me not? Is it possible to hold traits from all four of the temperaments?
Yes, sir. That's why I said initially that these are the people called the supine. They can have all the four. But it will show in different aspects of you. So you can meet somebody who demonstrates the sanguine trait. Don't forget to say they are very outgoing, they love to go out, but the sexuality may be a melancholic. Now, I think I didn't add it. When you have a sanguine, their sexuality is that they see sex as fun. So if you are a sanguine here, please manage yourself. For these are the people they can indulge in sex even before 15 years old. Yes, but it is fun. Unlike the melancholic who revere their body, sanguine don't revere their bodies. So to them, so you can meet somebody who's a sanguine and yet her sexuality is not sanguine. She has a different sexuality. Perhaps the melancholic. So normally when you that's one I'm teaching this, I'm mentioning this trait. So you can see somebody who is showing this trait, and yet the money language may be different, sex language may be different, because the person has been different temperament and it's showing in different dimensions. So yes, you can even have all the four. Thank you. Any question or contribution? We have left it 2 minutes. All right, without any further question, I will encourage all of you to take note of the trait we've mentioned. That's the beginning of emotional intelligence. Yes, and it's important you learn it so that you'll be able to accommodate people. Many of us are losing friends.
Please.
Yes, sir.
How can we get these notes?
Okay, so I will share with Mrs. Okanta, and she will share with you. Yeah, so it's important you go through, pick all the traits, and I believe this is being recorded. So I believe the message can be shared on your platforms. Sit down and learn it. It's the beginning, the foundation. If you're able to understand this alone, you've done about 30-40% of emotional intelligence. Why? Anybody who comes around you, you're able to first pick their temperament. Then you can predict their behavior. So you not be disappointed. People are like, I never knew you do this. No. With this knowledge, you can predict. Because see, people operate on 3 levels. We have the public life, the personal life, and the private life. You can write it down. Public life, personal life, and private life. The public life are the information we put out in public for people to see. So if somebody is a Sandrian, they may be living in a computer building. Here they will be putting expensive houses on their Snapchat or TikTok, showing off cars, and yet they don't even have tricycle. That is the public life. That's the information they want you to know. Never judge anybody by that. No, that's a mistake most of us are making. Even in choosing friends or partners, we look at their public life. That one, the person decides the kind of information they put there. It may totally opposite them. In fact, there are people who behave like pastors and yet they are drug barons. They are doing serious deals. So don't just, so how you teach security people, the police, military, immigration officers, they teach security. And one thing we teach, that's what the police even do. When we want to do investigation, we don't just look at your public life gives us an idea, but we need to go beyond your public life. The personal life and the information the person gives to you based on the virtue of your relationship with them. So yes, because you have you are his friend, you get to know that's what normally say secret things about him or her. Then when you put it in public space, you have embarrassed them. You have the opportunity to know that because the personal information and because of the relation with them, the private life and the life or the behavior that are known to the person alone, they can hide. So, for instance, if I meet somebody who is showing the sanguine traits, one thing I know, this person has a tendency to engage in gambling, in smoking, in drinking. But in their mind, they think everything is normal. But these are the people who normally want to associate with prophets and the rest, thinking, oh, all these men of God are praying for me. And they end up engaging all kinds of vices. Yes. So with this knowledge, you can even predict the person. The person can pretend, yet you can predict, especially if you're able to pick the right temperament. It's very important. And it helps you to know how to deal with the person. If the person is a melancholic, they can't stand embarrassment. So you need to measure your words, what you say to them in public. Even when you have issues, don't speak it in public. Find the right place and time and environment to deal with it. So you need all these things to deal with the people around you. Thank you very much. Mr. Cantor, you can take over.
God bless you, Apostle.
God bless you too.
Lionel, please. I hand over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Pastor. Apostle. Okay. So, like I said, the announcements for tomorrow, it'll be Bible studies. So, invite your friends. And yeah, I mean, that's mostly it. That'll be day 3. So, please still invite everyone. And it's at 7:30 to 8:30. And please don't be late. Share the flyer. And that's it. Any questions from anybody? Okay. If no questions, I would like to invite Apostle to pray for us to close. Apostle? Oh, is he here? Oh, Is Apostle here? No.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Auntie Angela, can you pray for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for allowing us to meet and gather here to study your word and to learn about emotional intelligence. We pray and ask that, Lord, you will continue to teach us and that we'll continue to be able to apply this knowledge that we've learned in our daily lives. As we're going to sleep as well, Lord, we pray and ask that we're not leaving your presence. Watch over all of us, and we will meet here again tomorrow. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Let's share the grace.
Okay.
The grace
May the
The Lord Jesus Christ,
Mm,
and the love of
love
God
with
of
God,
God
and the
and the sweet
fellowship of the
fellowship
Holy
of the Holy
Spirit
Spirit
be
be
with
be with
us
us now
now
and
and
forever.
forevermore.
forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
And
Amen.
Surely,
goodness
Goodness
It's
and
the
so
message of
mercy
all of
shall
us.
follow us
all the
all the
The
days
days
of our
of our
lives,
life, and
and
we
we
shall
and we will
dwell
dwell in the
in the
house
house
of
of
the
the Lord
Lord forever
forever
and
and
ever.
ever. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all. Thank you, Apostle. God bless you, everyone. Have
God
a good
bless you,
night.
Apostle.
Good night. Also, wait, where do we get all these notes from?
Teacher
are
Steve.
you on the WhatsApp youth WhatsApp group?
No, no, I'm not.
Okay. Who is speaking?
Jonathan, I
Jonathan.
am new.
Okay.
I would share that with him.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Bye.